All right, you guys, I am making a special divided basket for Jan. She has worked her little tail off for this Coosa Mountain retreat. It's my first retreat, so it's kind of special to me, and so is Jan. She's very special to me. She actually helped me get started and raise my subscribers, and now as of today, we're at 5,000 subscribers. It's a beautiful thing. So I am making her a special caddy with her logo. It's so you. That's her logo. She has a bigger logo. I couldn't get it all on here, but I'm not gonna release this obviously until after I give it to her, but I think she's gonna love it. So I'm doing black for the outside. I'm doing this black and white for the inside. And I'm doing red for the lining. And then I'm gonna use red stitching thread. She's gonna love it. She's gonna love it. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is do our divider pocket, right sides together, and we're gonna sew across the top at the seam allowance in the pattern. Okay, then we're going to turn that over and top stitch and then close off the sides. Okay. All right, next step. All right, so the next step is to take your two lining sections, and keep in mind these are mirrored. So my corners are mirrored. We're gonna sew down this side and across the bottom, and this side and across the bottom at the seam allowance in the pattern. Right sides together. Okay. Same over here. now we are going to box these corners. So I am going to open my seams and just clip those open. So just like that. And then I'm going to iron the whole piece because it's a little messy. Messy in the sense that it needs to be ironed. This is a very, my caddy is very easy to make. My caddy's a little bit bigger. This is just a different way to do things. They're both very easy patterns, I have to say. Do this other one. All right, let me iron these. All right, so take the bottom raw edge of your little divider pocket and mark your center. And take one of your lining pieces, and with your center, we're going to attach that divider pocket right in the center. There's a couple videos out there on this, so I'm not going to go into tremendous amount of detail because there's two out there already. Then start somewhere close to the center. And then we're going to pivot it on a dot that she has on the pattern that tells you where to pivot. Very easy to follow. Okay, and then we'll do the other side. The one thing here, we just want to make sure that we get it even on this side. So I'm actually going to start here so that I know it's nice and even from the top. So same distance on each side from the top. This is for Jan. She didn't see her bag made. Love it. I hope she likes it. I'm sure she will. All right, now we're just turning this and pivoting. Need to come one more stitch. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, we're going to repeat that. My goodness gracious, I'm so sorry. That was very noisy. We're going to repeat that with our other lining piece. All right, so the next step is take your other lining piece and with the raw edge of your divider pocket on the bottom here, again, attach it in the same location, seam to seam. The difference on this side is it goes all the way to the top. So what I have been doing as I'm making these is just making sure that it goes all the way to the top, and then I just sew it all the way around rather than do half and half. Okay, And I'm going to sew it from this side so I can make sure that I do cover my previous stitches. And the challenge is making sure that you're not catching anything in there that you don't want. I thought I did. And then your pivot points are the same. Okay, let's see how we did. Okay, so there you have your lining with your divider pocket. It's a beautiful thing. All right, so the next step is to do your outside pocket. So we're just putting those right sides together and stitching across the top. And then we'll fold that and top stitch. Fold that wrong sides together and top stitch. I'm gonna iron it. All right, let's just top stitch. And she suggests doing 2 rows of top stitching. I'm okay with that. And let's just do another one about 1/4 of an inch from that. Or an 1/8 actually. Oh, that looks terrible. Let me fix it. All right, I got it kind of off track there, and that was awful. So let me redo it. Just go slow. Better. Much better. Okay, now you can baste these together. I'm not going to worry about it, so I'm going to put it on the outside here. And I just realized I put my tag down too far, so let me fix that too. Hold on. Okay, no harm. Now I'm just going to baste the pocket on first, and then I just glued my tag there. So let's just baste the pocket on. And then we'll redo the redo our tag. Still pulling that to the back. Okay, no harm. Sometimes I forget where things go and I try and get ahead of myself to put things on where they don't need to go, you know? Okay, let's just get all our remnants off of there. You're not going to be able to see this because that's right where the middle pocket's going to go. All right, so we have our centers marked, but I can't quite see it. So I'm just going to do it again. There. And I am going to divide this pocket down the middle. Right down the middle. And then, so things don't go down on the bottom of the bag. I am going to do a row of stitches 1 inch. Oh, you can't even see that. 1 inch from this corner edge. Ends up being about 1 inch from this bottom. Okay, so let's do the center pocket first. Okay, and then let's do that full line all the way across. Okay, so again, the whole purpose of this line is that when you put the bag together, anything you put in these pockets don't fall to the bottom. I love it. Next thing. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is our handles. So she tells you on each side, each long edge, mark a line. And then put a piece of double-sided tape there, and we're going to fold that down to the line. This is just helping to prevent any raw edges on our handles. I love it. So do that on all 4 of your sides, long edges. Okay, so there's 2. And do it on your other handle. I'm trying to hurry because I used my Sew Air Racing and it tends to disappear on this Theratex. All of this is Theratex or Luxe bonded nylon, except for the lining, which is waterproof canvas. And the only interfacing I'm using is that foam on the outside pieces. No other interfacing, which is nice. All right, so then I have my 2 1.5 inch webbing pieces, and I just put another piece of double-sided tape right down the middle, and I'm just eyeballing that. On both pieces. And then we're going to put another piece of double-sided tape on this edge because we're going to fold those over. And then we'll do some top stitching. For these long sides, I'm using 1/8 inch double-sided tape. It's gonna get on my needle, but my needle looks pretty good so far, so I think we're okay. All right, then take those off and we're gonna fold that on top of our webbing. Gives you a nice finished edge. So that's what you have. I love it. Jan, I hope you love it. I'm gonna have to go make dinner. I don't know what time it is. Getting to be. All right, let's just top stitch and then I'll go make dinner. I'll just chain stitch. These are going to be hidden in seams, so the ends of these aren't that important. They'll be hidden in your seam. But I am going to burn the edges of my webbing. Ooh, it's hot. All right, so there you have your 2 handles. All right, let me go see about dinner and I'll finish after dinner. All right, so the next step is to put your outside pieces right sides together and sew those together at the seam allowance in the pattern. And we will box the corners. Pretty big All right, we'll box the corners and then we're gonna finish it over on Thor. Got him threaded, all ready to go. So I am gonna splay these seams open. And I'm gonna trim these actually, except for the top inch. Because I left my foam in there, it just is pretty thick. You certainly don't have to leave the foam. You can put the foam out of your seam allowance. Just leave the top inch alone. Perfect. Perfect. All right, now let's box these corners. Jan, you are gonna love this. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Perfect for, you know, sewing supplies. It's just perfect for that. And so is my caddy. Okay, I am going to trim these corners as well. Let's turn it right side out. See how it looks. This is a drop-in lining, by the way. So, you know what? Before I turn it, I'm going to put some double-sided tape on here. It's just easier to put it on before you turn it. Much easier. And then I'm going to make sure my side seams are open. This is the only part about the drop-ins that I do not like, is having to put this tape on. It's just very tedious. open that seam. It really doesn't take that long. I'm just being a baby. Okay. Yeah, that got a little too tight there. So, let me fix that. You don't want it pulling on your fabric, and it was pulling, and I wasn't having that. Yeah, see, it pulled like a ½ inch. You can't have that because then it'll look weird when you get it sewn as well. Okay. Now, before I fold those down, I am going to turn it and add my handles before I turn it down and tape it down. It's so you, Jen. It's so you. So there's the one side, and here's the other side. Oh my gosh, look at that. All right, now she tells you how far from the center seam to put your handle. So I'm just marking that. Okay. And we'll just baste those. And I want this side up, so when you put it on, you're gonna see the wrong side. And actually, I'm gonna go do this over on Thor. It's so much easier. Okay. All right, so let me put the tape on this as well before we move over. I did iron these seams flat, so that should help me. Most of them, not all of them. See how much easier it is to do it before you turn something? Significantly easier. Okay. Perfect. Now I can go ahead and turn this one. You know, the other thing I didn't do is trim these seams. So I am going to trim these lining seams as well. to worry about that. This divider seam is the one, but you know, I see something over here. Where was it? Right here. It barely caught that, so I'm just gonna do one more little stitch there. I don't want that coming out on Jan. Better. All right, now let's fold this down and just remove the paper where you want to fold. Don't do it all at once, and then you'll just stick to yourself. Now, I haven't made this in vinyl yet. I don't know why it wouldn't work, really. So, I mean, I would think it would be okay. But I have to try it. All right, so there's our lining. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go over to Thor. All right, so the first thing is I'm gonna add my handles. And when you're pulling them, they're short, so pull it, make sure it's not twisted to add the second side. And I went over my tape. I'm not too worried about that, really. Okay, let's add it over here. And you notice I'm just going straight across. Okay. Now we can fold this down. See where my tape started. And I do, it's going to be hard for you to see because I am trying to fold it over my foam. So just like that. That's why I did some of it over there so you can see it, because I can hardly even see it. Whoops, hit myself in my face. Let's see. Yeah, so I went over my tape. That's all right. I think I'm just going to put another little piece of tape there because it'll just take me forever to get it, and it's just not necessary. It'll be very sticky, but Thor can handle it. much easier. Okay. Let's fold that down. Yeah. Okay. This tape, if you ever, those of you that use weft and warp tape, it is so sticky. I love that about it, but it's also a curse. Not really a curse, that would be an over-exaggeration. All right, so same thing here. Well, maybe I can get this off. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, I got most of it off. It's very hard for you to see. I know. It's all right. Okay. Now these sides. I'm just going to clip these sides so they stay down. Yeah. The rest of it is sticking pretty good except for here. Okay. Let's put it inside our lining. Or our lining inside here, I should say. And then we're gonna start with our side seams to connect those. Let me pull you up so you can see what I'm doing. So our side seams to our side seam over here. And clip that together. And then go over to your other side seam and connect that. And then just ease the rest of it in. And she does suggest doing 2 rows top stitching. I'm gonna see how it looks before I decide that. It fits beautifully though. This is my 3rd one and they all fit. If you follow her seam allowances, it fits beautifully in the end. I mean, perfectly. Perfect. Okay. This kind of reminds me of a Dalmatian. It's very cute. I think I'm only going to do 1 row of top stitching. I'll show you. Oops. I'll show you why. That was not a glitter clip that broke. Okay, so I'm only going to do 1 row of top stitching because of where my tag is. I didn't plan that tag very well, did I? That's all right. All right, let's do it on the back. Let's start. I'm going to pull these to the back too. so it doesn't really matter. Pretty thick here where the handles are. Making sure I'm catching my lining. Yeah, I gotta take this off just a second. It kind of got off track there. And I'm not having that for my friend. Yeah, see, it missed it all the way there. So that's all right. Let me fix that. Okay. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I had to fix it in one little spot. Let me get these tied off and then I'll show you. These are too long. Hold on, let me fix this. Sometimes when your tie-off threads are too long, it's like very difficult to tie them. Same if they're too short. Perfect. Okay, now it was over here. Yeah. And I'm going to pull that thread to the back and tie it off. Like these are way too long. it just missed it completely. The handles are very heavy and thick. So if you don't keep an eye on that, they'll get off track a little bit. You really can't tell. Right there, let me see. Yeah. It was right here, but if you look on the front, you can't tell. I love it. All right, we're done. We're done. Let me clean up. All right, guys, here it is. It's so you. Does that look crooked? No. It does look crooked on camera, but when you look at it straight on, it's not. It's so you, and then you have two pockets, two big pockets on the back, and then you have your divider pockets. And you have, it's a beautiful thing. I put this down a little lower. I got a little too carried away with that. Jan, I hope you love it. It's so you. This is a gift for my friend Jan. I'm going to give it to her at the Coosa Mountain Retreat. She has worked very hard to get this retreat together, and I think it's going to go really well. So I appreciate you, Jan. I hope you enjoy watching your divided basket being made. Thanks for watching. Be sure to click like, subscribe, and comment.